You have to produce it, sir.
That's what I'm looking to do.
Produce your paperwork, it's a ticket.
Well, then give me a ticket, because you know what?
Okay.
When I go to court and I produce it, your ass is mine.
It doesn't take a lot for a police officer to misuse his authority and break the law. However, sometimes justice catches up to them as they are sued for their actions. On September 29th, 2016, Kingston police officer Mills tried to cross the center line attempting to pass a motorist, but he almost bumped into an individual, Charlie. Instead of accepting his mistake and continuing with his day, Officer Mills misused his authority by unlawfully pulling over Charlie and demanding his license.
Sir, you have your license and registration on you?
What's the problem?
I'm stopping you because you came across the line there and you're blaming your...
I came across the line?
Yes.
You see that camera right there?
Okay, you're being audio and video recorded
and
right now.
You were on my side of the road.
Actually, I wasn't. Okay. Do you have your driver's license?
Yep, I do. And I can't wait to give it to you. You got a name there, officer?
Yep, my name is Officer Mills.
Okay.
Police Department.
Yeah. How's that moron Strand doing?
Do you have a registration?
Probably, but
Okay, can you get it for
the
me?
car's registered to me.
This is a classic case of police harassment, and Officer Mills probably thought that he could have his way. However, he didn't realize everything had been recorded on the dash cam.
I'm sorry, I refuse. You can
You have to produce all paperwork or you can get a ticket for that. If you don't
well,
produce a registration
first
or
off,
insurance card-
officer, and let me shut this vehicle off so there is no misconstruing my intentions here. And I'm putting this back in my pocket.
Okay.
I don't have any weapons. Let's get something straight. First off, you were on the wrong side of the road. That's going to verify that. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is,
my video as well.
you're violating my 4th and 14th Amendments because you do not have probable cause to stop me. Which means, huh?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do you?
Yes.
Despite having the documents, Charlie refused to hand them over to the officer as the traffic stop was illegal. Knowing that the cop would not stand a chance in court, he let him write a ticket.
Shine your light there. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Here, if you'd like to shine your light in here, I think it's in here.
You have to produce it, sir.
That's what I'm looking to do.
Produce your paperwork, it's a ticket.
Well, then give me a ticket, because you know what?
Okay.
When I go to court and I produce it, this is mine.
Good luck.
Okay, you keep smiling. That's the attitude that gets you people in trouble, dude.
Just a few days later, Charlie received a call from the deputy chief of police, who apologized to him and dismissed the violation. As a kind gesture, he also did not pursue the complaint any further. Now, while this cop may have gotten away with it all, these next bunch of tyrants were not as lucky, as they were immediately sued.
Call.
I don't care who called y'all. Lock me up and see what happens. I want you to.
On May 22nd, 2022, a neighbor called 911 to report a suspicious person at someone else's home. When the officer arrived, he spotted a man watering the plant.
Howdy.
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. What you doing here, man?
Water flower.
Are they saying that, is that your vehicle? It's not?
It's the neighbor's vehicle.
The neighbors?
314, I'll be on 13.
Okay.
Yeah,
You live here?
no, I don't live here.
Okay. They saying that this vehicle is not supposed to be here and you're not supposed to be
Who's
here.
saying that?
They called about it. I don't know who called.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jennings?
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
Okay.
Watering their flower.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, do you have like ID and
Oh
all?
no, man. I'm not gonna give you no ID.
Why not?
I ain't did nothing wrong. And they did
Well,
nothing
you look,
suspicious.
listen, I'm not saying you do nothing wrong.
Doc, listen,
There's a suspicious person.
Look, I used to be a police officer in Goodwater. Don't come here with that.
The man identified himself as Pastor Jennings and provided his address, explaining that he was watering the plants at a friend's house who was out of town. Despite this, the officer continued to escalate the situation, making things difficult for the pastor.
There's a suspicious person in the yard, and if you're not one to identify yourself,
I don't have to identify myself. It's not a stop and identify state. That guy know me. He came to my store that got broke in. I live right over there across the street. Who called y'all?
that's what we got to figure out. But
Yeah,
first,
who called? You live black man
He
out
don't
here
live here.
warning his neighbor problem. You think
I'm not
doing
saying
something
nothing
illegal.
about-
You have no right to approach me if I ain't did nothing suspicious or nothing wrong. Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor until I don't want to hear you.
Sir.
You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
Nobody wants to
Lock me. I'm not showing y'all anything. I'm gonna continue to roll these flowers. I don't care who called y'all.
The officers wanted to see some ID, just on the basis of a phone call. Jennings had every right to be upset, as he had committed no crime and the officers had no reasonable articulable suspicion.
Lock me up and see what happens. I want you to.
Hey man, just come here and talk to us.
I'm
What?
gonna water these back flowers is what I'm finna do. Who called y'all?
Well, if you would let us talk to you, we can figure stuff out.
You know, you're going to catch an obstruction charge if you keep walking with
You can do whatever you want. Do it. Do it.
We're just trying to talk to you, man. Come here.
313, 314, follow.
Let me see your phone. Let me see your phone, dude. Just calm down, okay?
No.
Stop.
I like this.
Okay. We're just trying to talk to you and see.
I don't want to argue with you, okay?
All right, go ahead and do what you gotta do, Doc.
Arrest you either.
Do what you got to do. Go on and
Okay.
lock me up.
Look, just have a
It's
seat.
You're
already
not
a
locked
lawsuit.
up, you're
It's
just-
already a lawsuit,
Yes,
Doc.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's already a
Okay.
lawsuit.
Just have a seat, okay?
Okay? Already a lawsuit.
Sit down. Sit down, man. Just
Okay, let me call my wife.
you're not calling
My
nobody.
son just got racially profiled in Michigan. He's got his master's degree. He's an athletic director. 3 police profiler came in. I was ex-police officer from Goodwater. I told you I'm a pastor.
Okay, look, man.
Who called y'all?
We.
That's what I'm
I
trying
don't
to
have
tell
to ID
You
myself.
will not listen.
I have a call on you. You have to identify yourself to me.
I
You
don't.
understand what
No,
I'm
I
telling
don't.
you?
No, I don't.
The pastor was handcuffed and then detained. The corrupt and racist officers continued to threaten him before arresting him for a crime that he did not commit.
I think it's gonna be.
Please call my wife right quick.
We're gonna wait off. All right. Well, y'all sit with him, Jeremy. I'm gonna go over here and see if it's 6 people over here that call. Hey, you know what? You know what? 10-15. 10-15. 10-15. I ain't gonna sit there and have that, dude.
Will you let my wife?
No, you ain't letting nothing now.
Appreciate it. Okay, I will. Thank you. Call at the jail.
I'm on this car right here.
I mean, I don't know if they called.
We'll
if
look
she-
on the log and see who called.
I mean, I saw the goat SUV. So, and I saw him outside, and all I did said, "Hey, man, do you live here?" "No." "Is that your car?" "No, it's the neighbor's." So I'm finna go over here and run the tag.
The officers could have continued the investigation without arresting him, but their ego was far too fragile to be owned by a black man. When the caller arrived, she quickly realized she had made a mistake.
Do you know that gentleman back?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he have
He lives right there.
okay? Does he have permission here to be watering flowers?
He may because they are friends.
Okay.
And they went out of town today, so
Right.
he may be watering their flowers.
Okay.
Be completely normal.
Okay.
that's
Is that
fine.
that's fine? If he would have said, "Hey, I got this," gave his identification because he's a suspicious person. He said that's not his vehicle; it's their vehicle.
We
Okay.
have a call. Like,
Yeah.
we're here because we're called here. I don't know who called, but somebody did.
Did you call us?
313. Rory Milam of Childersburg. Temple.
Yeah, he lives right there, and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
Okay. Do you know who Roy Malum is? That's the person that owns that vehicle.
Now, this should have marked the end of Jennings' detainment and he should have then been released. But instead, the officers began planning charges against him while continuing to intimidate him.
Step out.
Miss Sister Connie and
What's wrong with you?
my cuffs a little bit tight. If y'all don't mind loosening them up.
Listen, let me talk to you. Who is Roy Malum? That's you, ain't it?
I'm Michael Jennings, sir.
You're Michael Jennings. Who is Roy Malum?
No.
Okay, that's who that vehicle belongs to.
Yeah, that's
Who
all I
lives
know.
in-
His name is Roy.
That's who lives here?
That's Roy. I call him Roy and call his wife Connie, and I've been dealing with him for 7 years that I've been
Yeah.
living here.
They are friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you called not because of the car, but because you thought you saw someone besides him.
Right, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I got to
about
keep their
that.
flowers watered. I got to keep their flowers watered while they're gone. You okay? And by the way, I won't get to come to the graduation, but we're going to get your son something.
No, don't.
Yeah,
Listen to me, man. Listen to me.
We are
Anytime the police come out and they say,
Childersburg, yes, follow.
we want to identify you, you have to identify yourself because there's a reasonable suspicion, there's a reasonable man, there's
That
a
has
vehicle.
committed a crime.
There's a reasonable suspicion that you're here. It's not a crime.
This is a classic case of police corruption and racial profiling. Suspicion is not a crime, and these officers now see a lawsuit on their hands.
Here's my name. Here's everything. We were like,
I
okay.
told him my name.
You didn't tell me your name.
I decided. He asked me who I was. I said,
You didn't give it to me when I first
Pastor
asked.
Jennings. Pastor Jennings.
That's not a name.
But
That's a pastor.
Yeah.
I need
God,
your name.
The way y'all handle this situation was totally wrong.
Well, listen.
You're racial profile.
We're not racial profile.
Yes, you did.
No, sir. No, sir. We're not about
I
that.
told
okay?
you I was here watering the flowers. But it's
How do I know that's the truth?
I
Anybody,
had the water hose in my hand. I was watering all the flowers.
anybody can pick a hose pipe up.
He is gonna be so pissed when I tell him I got arrested watering his flowers. 7
Well,
years
look,
we've been
look,
friends.
we got that. Look, let's sit back in here.
Okay.
What are we gonna do with him?
We'll see the charge of, I guess, disorderly conduct, the failure to obey a police officer. He refused to give any information.
He said he's not gonna give me his social, but he gave me his name and date of birth.
Okay, and she's saying the same thing. She won't give her name.
It turned out the caller, a Karen neighbor, refused to provide her ID as well. However, the officers didn't arrest her and focused solely on the pastor. This clearly shows the racist behavior of these cops.
Well, I told her that. And every time I try to tell him, he just says, "You good, man? I appreciate this. I appreciate it." You know, because all he does is racial profiling. He's suing. That's all he would say. You couldn't talk to him.
Well, I wasn't going to detain him until he walked away, started coming to the front yard saying he's coming to water these plants, and then he gets his phone out and he just keeps speeding, walking away. And I said, "Okay, fine, come here." Because at that point I realized he's not going to do anything to help us out.
What's the charge? So just obstruction?
Disorderly or obstruction.
Obstruction.
I'll just do obstruction.
Obstruction of governmental operations.
Yeah.
We're here to investigate a call, and he wouldn't give us his
Yeah.
name or any other thing. Yeah, we told him he was trying to call the owner, but still, I need his name. You know, we got to have his name.
Yeah.
I'll take him over to the PD for you. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'll go get gas.
If there's no in the bond book, if it's not listed, just do the lowest one, the 500.
Shortly after, the caller did the courtesy of going to Jennings' home and informing his wife and daughter about the arrest. They came hurrying outside and tried to comply with these tyrants.
God working it out. It don't work out.
I can tell you what all happened if you like, ma'am. real quick.
Okay.
That's my dog. They're
So
my wife right
You're
there.
good. You're good. So we got a
They're
call.
my wife.
Hold on, his wife is coming, so you can do this once.
I'll tell you what's
Okay,
going on,
Daddy.
okay? And so we got a call here, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll need his ID.
I'm just gonna take his ID and we're gonna.
Well, we'll just
Daddy.
you want us to take his
Do
whole
you
wallet
want
or
them
just
to give your ID?
I just wanted you to know who it was.
No, don't
Okay.
get no ID.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
ID.
Okay.
If he don't give me an ID and we don't have a way to identify him, I will have to book him on John Doe. But if he's got it, then that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, he's okay. So he's been identified.
I'll
He's
tell you what
identified
happened.
himself.
We
She's
get a call
identified
here.
him and verified who he is and where he
Because she knows
lives.
who
I'm the
lives here.
missionary, so
But when we get here, of course, we're going to immediately investigate the call.
yes.
Find him on scene. All he's doing is watering the plants, and that's not a problem.
What do you want? What do you want to
And
do?
we say, hey,
Your phone is
sir,
at
we
the
have a
house.
call here.
What do you want us to
Need
do?
you to identify yourself, please. Like, no, I'm not identifying myself. You don't have to identify me, and so on. And he began to walk away.
These racist officers had made a huge mistake arresting him even when he had not committed any crime whatsoever. The pastor's family remained respectful, but they were left deeply disappointed by the officers' action.
Point, he's already collected the charge. Once we place him on arrest, we can't unarrest him. Does that make sense?
This is so simple, and the neighbor just told him this morning, please water the plants and, take care of them.
I said
Look
that,
out
but it
for
was
the
all
house.
afterwards. It was all afterwards. And all we told him was like, if you're here to water the plants, that's okay. Just please identify yourself, just your name, and let us call the owner. And he didn't want to do that until he caught the charge.
So what do we need to do now? What do
He's going to go to the Childersburg Police Department. We're going to process the arrest report. It's going to be one charge for obstruction of our investigation. He'll go to the jail. He can bond out immediately. You can get your bondsman. It'll be 10% of the bond.
So it'd be like $50.
We're not investigating a crime. We're investigating a call. And we have a right to identify anybody involved in that call.
But in this way, he didn't identify himself. That's-
He's walking
that's why
away
he's
and
gotta
yelling
go
at
to
us
jail.
and telling us we have no right, and we have a call there. But if he wants to fight in court, that's fine.
Is it okay if I talk to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a
Go ahead.
second. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Michael Jennings was later charged with obstruction and taken to the police station. He was eventually released on bond and filed a civil rights lawsuit against the officers and the city. The lawsuit is still in progress, and we hope that these cops get the karma that they deserve. Well, if you think these cops broke the law, you will be shocked to see the force used by this cop. On September 16, 2021, Officer Wenzel responded to a burglary report. Upon arriving, one of the suspects sped off in a car driving into oncoming traffic. The officer pursued, putting lives at risk. The suspect, who was later identified as 24-year-old Noah Guttum, kept racing away into oncoming traffic. His speed had reached over 130 miles per hour, and the officer kept following behind. Now, if this wasn't bad enough, Noah eventually entered the highway on the wrong way. He kept going at 133 miles per hour.
Go again.
The chase was now becoming incredibly dangerous, and then finally, after almost 10 minutes of pursuit, the officer was able to ram into the suspect's car and stop him. Officer Wenzel struck the back of his car multiple times, but it could have hit any car coming from up ahead. This led to an investigation against him, and it was concluded that his use of force was unnecessary and excessive. He was fired from the department, and his peace officer's license was suspended. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw cases where corrupt police officers were sued for attempting to break the law and unlawfully arrest innocent people. These officers must face justice, and we hope that they are held accountable. If you agree, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch the moments where these psycho Karens attacked these police officers.
Don't kick me!